Good evening and welcome to Black Business Network. I am Dr. Linda Mitchell, also known as Dr. CMOS. And tonight's Black Business Health Tip comes from my business, Sweetheart Mitchell Collection. Tonight, I want to talk with you about our whipped shea butter called Cocoa Shea. It's a whipped shea butter blend that we make that's 100% all natural, no water, no alcohol. It's a moisturizer for your skin to moisturize your skin from head to toe. And guess what? It's got sea moss in it. You may be saying, what is sea moss? Sea moss is a plant-based collagen that helps to beautify your skin, and it's great because it strengthens your hair, your skin, your nails, and if you take it internally, it strengthens your bones. But this, you're going to put on the outside of your body, from your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and you're going to put some socks on once you put it on your feet so it can moisturize your feet and allow the benefits of the products to give you moisture. This time of year, in the winter, we need a little extra help. Our whipped cocoa shea butter is also fun to put on, but it gives you that extra moisture without water or alcohol. Go to our website, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com, and get your order in today. Thank you.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good evening and welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Linda Mitchell, also known as Dr. CMOS, and I am your host tonight. Good evening to our business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Tonight, my guest comes to you by way of Virginia. Her name is Cynthia Jefferson. Cynthia is a certified health and wellness coach in Northern Virginia. She received her BA in psychology from Syracuse University and an MA in speech and international communication from NYU. She is a certified executive coach and certified health coach, receiving her credentials from George Mason University and Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, respectively. In addition, she does one-on-one coaching, corporate wellness consulting, and she's a developing wellness experiences, programs, and events locally in her area. Tonight, welcome my guest, Ms. Cynthia Jefferson.
Hello.
Good evening, beautiful. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thank you, Dr. Linda. How are you today? Oh, I'm sorry, this evening.
I'm doing amazing. It's great to have you. Welcome to the show. I'm super excited to have you on the show tonight. We're going to be talking about our topic, the New Year's resolution, which is accountability. accountability. So I always like to start by having my guests open up to share. I read your exclusive, bio, but I really like to have you just start by telling the guests and the folks that are watching tonight a little bit about yourself. What's your story? What brought you to be a health and wellness coach?
Sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, first of all. And my story, it started with uh, being in HR. So in HR, I was our health and wellness advisor. I was our wellness advisor. I basically was supposed to let our employees know about our wellness benefits, just make sure that they were using them, find out what they wanted to bring to the company. This is when I was at AARP, great company. And I did that for about 5 years. I really enjoyed it. So did such a great job. We ended up growing it to the point where I grew myself out of a role. So where they, where they wanted to bring in a larger company to do what I had been doing. So that's all well and good. No problem with that. I'd been there for 16 years at that point. So I decided to go ahead and take my package and strike out on my own. So that's where it started with regards to my trying to develop a wellness business. It's one-on-one coaching, but additionally, what I really, really enjoy doing is wellness experiences. I really like to try to make wellness fun, accessible. I want families to do it. I want people having a family reunion to bring in a wellness component to their activities. I mean, you can just fit it in anywhere. So that's the thing. Let's be creative. Let's work together and find out how you're going to bring wellness into your house or to your event or to your association or whatever have you. So that's what I'm doing now. And additionally, what I did want to say, which is an exciting new component of wellness, is relationship wellness. So I'm right now working on a certification for relationship coaching.
Okay.
And that's because the degree to which you're having good relationships, that's really going to affect wellness overall. So that's what started my pursuit of even striking out in this area. So I'm really excited to bring that in. Still have a little bit of work to do on it, but in the meantime, we can address wellness in any other facet.
Well, I love the fact that you said that wellness is essential to whatever event you're doing, whether you're doing a family reunion, a
Yeah.
company picnic, whether it's a couples thing and their relationship, wellness is needed overall. I
Yeah.
mean, in whatever activity. And it sounds like you're going to have some really creative options, if
Yeah.
you will, to be able to incorporate wellness into some things that folks are doing. I never even thought about having a wellness spin at a family reunion. How brilliant is
Oh
that?
yeah. I'm like, yeah, we got to get it in where we can sneak it in. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like we can do like a little boot camp, a little, just fit in a little activity that, is both wellness and fun. So yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So our topic tonight is the New Year's resolution. And I'm excited about this topic because one of the things that I've learned as a coach, as I meet fellow coaches like yourself, is that accountability is usually a strong set of a coach, right? Usually, why we go into coaching is because we're really good at accountability or consistency ourselves. And we
Mhm.
want to help others with that area of their life. And as a coach myself, I find that that is one of the biggest challenges with folks that set a goal or an intention or a New Year's resolution
Sure.
is consistency and accountability,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
so I want us to start by, what we talked about. So we each have 10 things on a list that we came up with that we use in our everyday practice ourselves and with our clients as it relates to accountability, because we want to encourage anyone that's watching, whether you have a New Year's resolution, a New Year's evolution, whether you just have a goal that you want to accomplish in 2023, we want to be able to offer you guys some support in order to be able to not only be consistent, but be accountable
Mhm.
with that New Year's resolution. So we're going to kick it off with you and have you start.
Yeah.
What do you have first on your list for
Well,
accountability?
This is an easy one. Get an accountability partner. So
Ooh,
the accountability partner. So the
yeah.
accountability partner, okay, there are two types of accountability partner. There's the partner who is also pursuing a similar goal. And that's a potent partner because both of you have some skin in the game. You're going to keep each other motivated and moving towards that goal. But if you do not, and this is also true sometimes you don't have someone who is trying to do the same thing that you do. So now you just want somebody who is invested in your goal, who really wants to see you succeed. So you're gonna call that person up and say, you're gonna tell them what you're trying to do. And this is the type of person who is glad to hold up that mirror. They
Yeah.
are glad to say, didn't you tell me that you were going to do, but that's the person you want, not the person who's going to let you backslide, but the
That's
person
right.
who's going to say, did not you asked me to do this, so I'm checking in on you. Did you do this?
I
And
love
you're gonna create a way in which you all are gonna maybe talk once a week or once a day, just depends on what the goal is. But an accountability partner help you stay on track.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Great minds think alike. And that's on my list. I call them an accountability buddy.
No,
And
buddy, I
I'm going
like
to share my story really quick how I found my accountability buddy, who was my walking partner.
it.
We were doing an event at a local, we were doing a farmer's market at the beach.
Mhm.
And one of the customers that walked up to our table, she said, I walk at the beach on 5 days a week. And I said, I like to walk. So
Yeah.
that was Saturday. That Monday, we started walking together and we've been walking ever since. And
Wow.
so when I recommend that you get an accountability partner or accountability, I called it accountability buddy. Find
Mhm.
somebody who's already doing it and
Mhm. Right.
somebody who's
Right.
serious about it and
Right.
somebody who might be at a level above you that's going to
Mhm.
motivate you because you got to work to keep up with that person, right?
Mhm.
Because they have
Mhm.
that energy, they have that enthusiasm, and they're excited. They're already doing it, and they already have
Mhm.
their regimen. And so
Mhm.
I just jumped on that train with her, and she had me walking 2 hours. I used to go to the beach
Wow.
and walk an hour. She helped me step it up, and we walked 2 hours in the morning. And I love it because I don't have to, motivate her. She's already been doing it consistently.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
now she's motivating me. I'm trying to keep up with her. And so that accountability buddy could be a person that's already doing it. It could be a coach. You could hire somebody like one of us, right? We're
Mhm.
great at accountability.
Mhm.
Your trainer, if you're at the gym,
Mhm.
personal trainer, right? Somebody that'll give you some tips that maybe have expertise in that area.
Mhm.
So just partner with somebody that is an accountability buddy that's going to help you go to the next level, and somebody that you don't have to necessarily motivate. They're going to motivate you.
And you said two things that I really love. First of all, buddy. I'm
Yeah.
like, that sounds so friendly and cuddly almost, like very, very appealing. So
Yes.
I love that. But I also love the fact that you mentioned, yeah, if you can find someone who is going to require you to level up, that's so important. That's really great. Yeah, you said it was all set. You just hopped on that train. Very smart.
Cynthia, I'm gonna tell you why I said that because I've done things with folks that were like maybe at my level or a little below my level, and that was a struggle, and
Mhm.
we didn't stay on that train too long. Before you know, we both had stopped.
Both. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, I would agree.
We
Yeah,
both gave up. So I learned really quickly. Okay, I need to
that's when
level
you have
up.
to go out and hire someone like us, a professional accountability buddy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Consider that we have to invest in ourselves
Yeah,
sometimes, right? Put
yeah,
our money where our pocket is, right? And just pull that credit card out and hire someone that's going to really help you to be accountable, like a coach or a trainer. So,
yeah,
sometimes that's required if you can't find a buddy.
yeah, absolutely.
So, what you got next? What's on your list?
Oh, I thought you were gonna
You want me to go next?
yeah, let's alternate because
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my first one, which is I want to talk about self-worth, because a lot of times when we set goals, right, we set goals we want to accomplish. Maybe we want to lose 15 pounds, or maybe we want to stop eating burgers and french fries in the new year. We want our cholesterol levels to balance out, or we want our blood pressure to be normal without us having to take a pill. So one of the conversations that I have with my clients is, let's do a self-worth check in. Let's find out how you feel about yourself, right? And a lot of times when we set goals and we don't obtain them, is we don't think that we're worthy of having those goals, right? And sometimes we have to stop and we have to check in and we have to look in the mirror and start doing some mirror work and telling ourselves over and over again, I am worthy, I am special, I love myself. Looking ourselves in the eyes, that's accountability. When you get up every morning, you look yourself in the eyes, you are your first accountability coach, accountability buddy, right? Because no one knows internally what's happening with you in your mind and your thoughts except for you. People can't read your mind. Even a buddy can't read your mind. A coach can't read your mind. A trainer can't read your mind. But if you're looking yourself in the mirror, you know exactly what you need to say to yourself, right? To hold yourself accountable, right? So feeling like, you want to accomplish this goal, you've done it before. This time, you're going to have to level up with yourself. Come on, Linda. You can do it, okay? This year is going to be different. Right? I am worthy. I'm worthy of losing that 15 pounds. I'm worthy of losing that extra weight, around my stomach, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. A lot of times we look for validation from others outside of ourselves. That's one of the number one things folks want, is they want to be validated by others, people to tell them they're good, they're special, people to make them feel good. But you have to tell yourself and make yourself feel good before anybody else can do that. And so I would say check in with yourself, do a self-worth, just check in and how you're feeling about yourself. And if you're not feeling that good, get in that mirror, look yourself in the eyes and say, I am worthy. I am special. I love myself and I am worthy of accomplishing this goal. And what is it going to take this year for me to accomplish it? I am willing. I am willing to do that for myself. Because sometimes we'll do things for others, our kids, our husband, our mother, that we won't do for ourselves. So say, just check in with yourself and your self-worth. Do you feel like you're worthy of having that goal, of accomplishing it? If not, get in that mirror and do some self worth work. And if you can't, you feel like you can't do it yourself, hire myself, hire Cynthia. We can help you with that. We can help you get to the point where you're more confident, you feel really good about yourself, and we can hold you accountable in the process. So that's my second one.
And you're holding yourself accountable. And there, I love that. And it reminds me so much of this book I read. I may get I'm definitely not going to get the author right, but I believe it was called Be Your Future Self Now. But what he was talking about was how you're going to if you are thinking about how you want to be in the future, then the choices you make now and the things you do now are not going to betray that. It's not going to betray that vision. So with regards to loving yourself and so forth, absolutely. It's like you have to be your biggest advocate.
Absolutely.
You don't betray yourself by the bad habits, by disappointing yourself. Believe you're worthy, and you're not going to do this. You're not going to betray yourself. You're going to stand up for yourself and what you want for yourself, whether it's in the future or now. But I love that. I'm like, you definitely have to love yourself and believe that you're worthy of it, and be your biggest advocate, because this world is hard. I'm like, if you're not going to be your biggest advocate, who is?
Say it.
Who is? Besides God. I mean, we all have partners that we love and so forth. But at the end of the day, You have to be that for yourself more than anybody else
That's right.
that
Absolutely.
humanly walks this earth. So
You have to give yourself what you want others to give you, and then they can give it to you as
yeah,
well. But you've got to give it to yourself first.
absolutely. Amen.
Amen.
We went to church. All right. You took us to church, Dr. Linda. All right. So then I'm gonna go with one that I really like. Perfect versus plenty good enough.
Mm,
Perfect is the enemy of plenty good enough. Many times you don't get anything out into this doggone world because you're so busy trying to make it perfect. And again, it's that external validation. You want the world to believe it's perfect. It's fine. Did you put your heart into it? Did you
yeah.
put good work into it? Then go ahead and put it out there. There's going to be somebody who needs what you are providing, if it came from a good place, if it came from a place of service, or whatever the case is. But do not get caught in trying to be perfect.
Mm,
Perfectionism is it's very toxic, because
yes.
first of all, there's no such thing,
Yes.
and it keeps you stuck in a place of procrastination. A lot of times, it's that we use this as a way to just kind of just not move forward. I don't
Mhm.
know if it's the self-love thing. I don't know what it may be, but we just get stuck, and it's like, don't worry about it. Just go
Mhm.
ahead and put it out into the world. Somebody is going to receive it. Somebody is going to need it. Do not let that be the enemy
Come
of
on.
your moving forward.
Come on.
Good
That's
enough, came from a good place, is good. Go ahead, get it out there. And I speak of what I know. I
that's good.
know that it's not so much that I'm a perfectionist, but I definitely, used to be at a place where I was just, I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be helpful to someone. And
Yeah.
then I was like, I had to get out of my own way and say, you know what? So many people tell me that the different things I'm talking about, just with regards to wellness or whatever, it was very helpful to them. And I didn't even realize that.
Value is, as a coach, one of the things that I learned as I collaborate with coaches is that we want to give value.
Yeah.
We love helping people. It's really important to us. And I can understand what you're saying because I choose to give value as well.
Hmm.
And it's just the innate desire in us. I
Hmm.
believe God planted it in us when we were born. We just like helping people. And
Hmm.
I love that.
Hmm.
And, as a person that used to suffer from perfectionism, I'm, I'm a recovering perfectionism.
You're a recovering perfectionist. I love it.
I've learned that progress over perfection
Yeah,
is success.
that's right.
And so
That's
what does that
right.
look like? What does that look like? It looks, and great mind think alike, because that was on my list.
Oh,
Progress over perfection. What does that look like? So for me, getting up, say I'm gonna go, I say in the beginning of the week, I'm gonna walk 5 times this week. And I end up walking 3 times this week instead of 5. That's progress.
mm-hmm.
I got
That's
up
right.
and I walked more than 0. So
That's right. Three more than zero. There you go.
now, one of the things that is important, because I find in today's society, they want to give everybody a medal. Okay. Well, I'm old school. You're not getting a medal unless you do the work. Okay. So if you walk 3 times this week, next week, I'm expecting for you to walk 4 times,
Hmm.
or to take it at least consistently or to the next level, to
Hmm.
show that you're making progress. Okay. Not drop down to 2 times a week. You have to have something that's measurable when
Hmm.
when we're talking about accountability. Something has to be measurable. So faith without works is dead. You've got to do something to hold yourself accountable. So
Hmm.
even though you're not going for perfection,
Hmm.
you do want to track your progress to make sure that you're either being consistent or you're going from that consistency to another level up. And
Hmm.
so, what I've learned is perfectionism does not exist. And if it does, you're tiring yourself out because you're going for a goal that's unattainable.
Mm-hmm.
It's unattainable, but it has to be trackable. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I wrote down progress over perfection, my thought process regarding that was tracking your
Mm-hmm.
progress. That's your
Okay.
accountability. You're actually tracking how you're doing on a calendar. So you're
Mm-hmm.
writing down if you walked on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're writing that on your calendar, and that's progress. And then the
Mm-hmm.
next week you're looking at that previous week and said, okay, I know I've got to do at least 3 days a week or more this week, the next
Mm-hmm.
week. And so that's progress over perfection.
I love it. I love it. I mean, it's we knew that we were going to have similar things,
Oh,
but what I love about that is that you're coming from an additional perspective with regards to perfectionism. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? It's like it's not just, put out what you're doing, but also make sure you're tracking it. So I love that.
My husband said used to. 'Cause my cheerleader is in the comments. Somebody I'm used to when I said I'm a recovering perfectionist.
And I see that question mark. All right, he's telling on you. He's telling on you.
So this is what I will say to that. So I'm sure you're going to be able to relate to this, Cynthia, is the fact that a lot of times as coaches, we just have high standards. We
Yes.
really do. And so sometimes, compared to others, they see our high standards as perfection, but it's not. It's just that we have high standards because we love to help people and we want to make
Mhm.
sure that they get value. And I
And as long as and you're doing the thing, you know what? You're doing it. It's like, so, I can't say anything about that. I mean, I was coming from a place of people who don't even allow themselves to do what it is they're trying to do because they feel like it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
They're it's imperfectionism. It's so subjective. And again, it doesn't exist. What is that?
You know
What
what's
really
coming,
exists?
Cynthia, is that when they're going for perfectionism, they don't take any action. It causes
Exactly.
procrastination.
Exactly. It is the enemy of good enough and just getting it done.
And then they're looking on the social media platforms, like we talked about earlier, and they're comparing themselves to other people that
Mm.
are putting those things up on social media that look perfect that are not.
So let's throw that word right in there. Comparison also is the enemy of any
Mhm.
progress. It's like, don't compare yourself. You are always running against yourself. You are always competing against your best self, your best goal, your best whatever. You're
Yes,
always competing against yourself, not anybody else, because we all are so different,
yes, we are.
unique, and special, and that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
So don't compare yourself to anyone.
Love that. That's really key, Cynthia, what you just said there. Don't compare yourself to anyone. You're competing against your own self and your own progress.
Always.
That's
Yep,
really good. Really good.
absolutely.
Okay, is it my turn? Your turn. I lost track.
It's your turn.
My
Even
turn.
though
Okay.
even though
Okay.
you kind of you did one of yours, sort of, but I'm like, that's okay. I'm learning so much from you. So yeah.
So, as it relates to accountability and obtaining your New Year's resolution, is I would suggest that you could consult with your pastor or your first lady at your church.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm really close to my first lady and my pastor at my church, so it's very easily for accountability purposes for me to tell them a goal or share an intention for the new year with them so they can check in. Hey, Linda, how's that goal going? You said you wanted to lose 20 pounds. How's it going? And really, when I was thinking of pastor and first lady regarding checking in, regarding accountability, I was thinking of someone that you trust. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're active in your church. Maybe you have some coworkers that you're real close with. You eat lunch with every day, right? What's at the root of this accountability point is trust. Just finding someone that you trust, that you love, could be your husband, your wife, your partner, your boyfriend, right? To help hold you accountable. So when they see you eating that donut, or I'm using weight loss with in my analogies, because over $33 billion is spent in America annually on weight loss remedies, that magic pill. So a lot of people are going to be in this new year saying that they want to get healthy or lose weight in this 2023 that's coming.
Mhm.
That's why I keep referencing weight loss or exercise or getting healthy.
Very smart because it is. I think it's the number one resolution. Almost all,
Mhm.
if we researched what are the top 10 resolutions, that
Mhm.
would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
be in the top five for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's mine. Finding someone that you can trust, whether it's your
Mhm.
pastor, your church, your first lady. Often I find that a lot of people go to church and they're in there every day, every Sunday, and they're ushering,
Mhm.
right? Or they may be um, passing out the communion or working the soundboard system, and they're not having those personal conversations with the very people that can support them.
Mhm.
At my church, I am, a member of our church by His Grace Ministries. And as a Christian counselor in the church, it's very helpful if you just go to someone in the church that you feel like you can trust. Maybe you see them all the time, you like them, they inspire you. Just let them know in the new year, I'm working on this goal. Is there any chance you can just hold me accountable? Maybe you can check in with me periodically and just ask me how I'm doing,
Yeah.
right? Tell them exactly what you need. And so that's my point. I'll pass it to you.
And no, what I really love about that is that in doing that, you just said the word inspired. Part of that, part of their um, holding you accountable, you're probably also going to get some inspiration from them. You're going to get support from them. You're going to get so much more than just accountability. You're going to get someone who is, just kind of helping you stay uplifted towards your goals. So I
And,
like it.
and most likely they're vested in your best interest.
Yeah, yep. That's what, yeah. When I mentioned that accountability partner, if
Hmm.
they're not, again, someone who is invested, they have to be invested
Yeah.
in your success, because sometimes you get people who um they really aren't. I mean, they may have too much of whatever's going on in their life to do that. And that's okay. Sometimes
Yeah.
everybody cannot be that person at that time. But, to your point, it makes sense with regards to think about who you're going to um, give this little honor to, or
Yeah.
ask to support you in this way. So yeah, there's
And it is
definitely,
an honor. It
yeah,
is an honor. It really is,
it
Cynthia,
is. It
to
is.
have someone to hold you accountable and help you
Yeah,
be better in your life.
yeah,
Sometimes we may want our family member to be our accountability partner, but they may not be the best
they
person
they're
because
not.
they're gonna let you slide, right? They love you. They're gonna let you slide. And
Yeah.
although you love them and they're near and dear to your heart and you do trust them and they want the best for you, they may not be the best accountability partner for you because they
Mhm.
may not hold you accountable. I just want
Yeah.
to share that.
So that's a great point. Get that thought into who is going to be that person.
Yeah. All
So,
right, you're up.
all right. So this is one of my favorite ones as well. Just with regards to consistency.
Yes.
Um, what I suggest a lot of times when I'm working with people, or not even, well, yeah, replace a bad habit with a good one. So
Mm,
this is a twofer.
yeah.
You're not only getting rid of something bad, you're going to bring on something good. So, as a good example of that, what did I have down here? Because, oh, all right. So, text or starting your day right on your phone. This is, there's been so much research with regards to starting how you start your day. So let's just say, and this is an example, let's just say you have the habit of first thing in the morning, you pick up that phone, you go maybe to your text or your emails or whatever the case may be. And already you're in a place of what you need to do, and what you need to do for someone else, or maybe what you need to do for work. that is not a healthy place to start. So in getting rid of that bad habit, we're going to bring on a good one. If you need to pick up your phone first thing in the morning, pick it up and maybe download an app like Calm, or, or have a feed that is starting your day with inspiration.
Yeah.
Start your day, set the tone of your day for in a way that you would like it to be going forward. You don't want your day to start in a chaotic manner. You don't want your day to kick off with um, the inbox of needs and problems you have to solve. You have to ground yourself before you can go out and be your best for whatever it is you do in this life. So, for whatever the habit is, pair 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 getting rid of a bad habit by stacking it with a good habit.
I
So
like
that and then I'm gonna have to start finding these books I get this stuff from, because I'm like, I read so many.
Oh,
But
that's really good.
it may be Atomic Habit, whatever the case may be, because I am going to send you this list, and I'm going to try to make sure to put some of the books that I really found very helpful. But it's called stacking. You're basically trying to either stack habits or get rid of a bad one by replacing it with a good one. It's a twofer. So.
I love that. That's really good, Cynthia. Myself, I would use that as an example for if I'm releasing sugar from my diet for the first 30 days of the year, I would replace that with drinking an extra glass of water. So right now I'm drinking 32 ounces of water a day. And so I would add additional 8 ounces of water to that to make 40 ounces of water. So I'm going to release the sugar from my diet, but I'm going to replace it by drinking another 8-ounce glass of water, making it 40 ounces of water. So I'm releasing the bad, replacing it with something hydrating. The sugar is being replaced by water to move the sugar out of my body. So I love that. It's called
I love that too. Like, yeah, there's something hydrating and healthy. Absolutely.
I love that. That was really good. Stacking, you guys. Write that down and make sure you start stacking. So I'm going to piggyback off of your stacking and say, get a journal. Get a journal. Okay, so Cynthia talked about setting your intention for the day, right? Starting that day by setting your intention and making sure you're not getting off to that bad start, that bad momentum in your day. You can do that by setting your intention and allowing your journal to be your accountability partner. So you're actually writing down. There's something about writing things down. It says in the Bible, Habakkuk 2, verses 2 and 3, write it down and make it plain upon tables that he may read it. She or he that may read it may run, and though it tarry, wait for it, meaning it might take a while to come, but it's coming. Okay. And so I want to talk about journaling. I just love journaling. I have journal stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of journals over the years, setting my intention and writing things down. And the thing that keeps me journaling is when I can go back and look at that journal months later, years later, and say, oh, I remember when I wrote down that I was going to do that or I wanted that, and I'm doing it and I have it now. And writing it down, a lot of times I'll write it down and I'll set my intention for the day and go into the day clearly stating and knowing that I'm going to take action. But when you flip back years later or months later and look at that journal and you see how you progressed along, it's amazing. It really is amazing. So use your journal as an accountability partner. Because then you can say, I wrote that down that I wanted to do that. I want to floss my teeth twice a day, and I wrote it down on this day. How am I doing with that? Check in with yourself. How am I doing? Okay, I didn't do so well this last week. I only flossed once a week. So this week, I'm really going to set my goal and write it down to floss twice a day. The fact that I wrote it down, I have to hold myself accountable because my word is my bond. I remember back in the day when we shook each other's hands and we said something and our word and our handshake was our bond. We've got to get back to that. If you can't write down an intention on a piece of paper and be clear about it and honor it to yourself, you're not going to honor the world and the people of the world. It starts with us.
Mm-hmm.
It starts right here, looking in the mirror and writing things down and, saying to ourselves the things that we want to do and then doing them, being accountable for our word. And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another reason why you want to tell the people that you trust around you that know that you're going for that, because when you get off track, they can help bring you right back in. Remember, you said you want to, not shaking the finger at you, but just reminding you, a gentle reminder of, okay, I'm watching, I'm paying attention, because that's what you said you wanted. And it's not what I told you to do, it's what you said you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I just want to, that's awesome. I used to journal. Dr. Linda, and I haven't journaled in years. Not journaling per se. What I do is these things called the morning papers. So it's sort of like a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
When you first wake up, the suggestion is to just for 3 pages, write down what's on your mind, like whatever it is. If you got to write one sentence for 3 pages, do that. But force yourself to get what first thing in the morning, like what's on your mind, out on paper, so that you're real, because it will get lost. Like, honestly, don't you wake up and you're like, you have stuff on your mind. Sometimes you're in a bad mood and you don't even remember why. But if you have intentionally tried to give these thoughts some place to, like, get out of your system and out there into the world, like you said, it's a way to, if not hold you accountable, but get it out there and better understand it. So I love the journaling. I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to it, because that's the other thing. I won't go back and read everything.
Yeah.
But I just try to at least get it out there.
Well, you make an excellent point, Cynthia. When I went to my school, I went to Ayana Van Zant School, Inner Visions Institute for Spiritual Development. She's in Silver Spring, Maryland. Y'all look her up. She's amazing. Her coaching program.
Oh yeah.
Things that I learned in her program is that when we write, we journal, we get that brown liquid out so that clear liquid can flow. So even if you never go back and look at it, just writing it and getting it down on paper helps to get it out of your mind, so you can allow the clarity to come, but that's waiting to come behind it. And I think about all the Americans that are out here thinking about weight loss, and they're spending $33 billion every year on weight loss magic pill remedies. What would they be thinking about? What would you be thinking about if you release that thought of losing weight and let it go? What else is waiting to come into your mind? Once you release that, and
what else do you want to do now?
Right, you could be thinking about so many other amazing things instead of repetitively, how am I going to lose weight? How am I going to get this weight down? Or I want to lose 20 pounds, over and over and over again. Write it down. Put it in your journal. Be really clear about it. Write why you want to lose weight. Write what you feel when you lose weight. Write what you need to, be supported as you lose weight. Write what you need to release eating and start eating to lose weight. Get it all out. Write it all down in your journal. Get it out of your head. Just get it out. Put it on paper. And just don't worry about the how. Release the how, because a lot of times the how will keep you stuck in procrastination, especially if you don't know the how. So instead of focusing on the how, just say, I'm going to write down everything that I desire as it relates to this particular goal, and I'm not going to focus on the how. I just want to get it out. Get that brown liquid out, let that clear liquid flow. And I guarantee you, once you get it all out and start writing down, why it is and what it is you want, the solution will pop up, because you're going to leave some space in there, make some space for the answer to follow.
That's right. I totally agree. Get that. That's that. And again, this stuff I don't even know I'm thinking about it, but I'm writing. I'm
Yeah,
writing. I'm forcing myself to write something.
yeah, yeah. That's really good, really good. Okay, so so you're up, Cynthia.
All right. This is one of my favorite things as well. I think I said all of them are my favorite things. I'm like, but all right. Develop a ritual.
Mm,
So when you're trying to actually get something done, sometimes you may need to develop a ritual around it to make it um to basically emphasize what it means to you. Basically, that's what a ritual is. You're giving purpose to something that you are going to routinely do. So, what I did with regards to my terrible, terrible sleep habits, I developed a ritual around bedtime. So, an hour before bedtime, my ritual is to turn on my essential oils and get the room smelling and, getting those scents that, make you feel a certain way, relax you, or uplift you,
lavender.
whatever it is you want to be going on at that time.
Yes.
And get some tea, my oils and some tea. So what it's doing is sending a signal to me that it's time to start getting ready for bed. So now that routine that I need to get in place, it's so attractive to me. It's like, ooh, I almost can't wait. Whereas before getting to bed at a certain time, it's like it it was everywhere. I tend to be a very disorganized person at times. I hate to admit this,
That's okay. We
but
all
these
have our things that we know we need to work on.
yeah, but these are the things that have worked. That's why I'm sharing them. And that's what, the consistency we talked about with regards to being accountable.
Yep.
Developing a ritual really, really helped me in this area. So you can develop a ritual around anything you want to. Just make sure that you are keep creating some purpose that, appeals to you, and it's going to make you come back to it. And like you're honoring yourself, like, which is what we've been talking about. You're honoring yourself, your self-worth, how you love yourself. That's what you want your rituals to be. They always are just going to remind you of things that are good and uh loving and wonderful, that just things that you look forward to. So develop a ritual around the things that you want to develop some consistency for.
I love that because that's true accountability because that routine and ritual that you develop, you'll see results over a period
Absolutely.
of time. My
Absolutely.
ritual before I go to bed at night, I grab my whipped shea butter and I put it on my neck, my
Mhm.
elbows, my knees, my feet.
Mhm.
And my goal with that is to, as I'm aging, is to try to get in as much moisture in my skin as possible. And what I've noticed is I've gotten a lot more compliments on my skin. My skin
Mhm.
feels a lot more moisturized. And so that's the result. That's how I'm tracking it, right? People are
Mhm.
looking at my skin and say, "Ooh, what are you using on your skin?" I said,
Mhm.
glad you asked, right? But that ritual has helped me, that routine that I'm doing every night before I go to bed consistently,
Mhm.
and putting
Mhm.
the shea butter next to my bed every night. It's there, right? So I can, so it's
Mhm.
convenient, out of sight, out of mind. So I'm not putting it in my cabinet. Your journal,
Mhm.
your journal next to your bed, so you see it
Mhm.
and you pick it up and you write in it. Put that shea butter next to your bed. You know, 'cause
Mhm.
for me, I'm a visual person, and so knowing that about myself, sometimes I have to put things where I know I'll see them and be reminded of that routine that
Mhm.
I need to do. But also, you find as you continue to do it and you start seeing results, you start doing it more and more.
Mhm.
You
And I
decide
bet
to
you
pay
look
your,
forward to it.
you look forward to it. Absolutely. I look
Mhm.
forward to putting my shea butter on my hands and my socks on my feet. Once
Mhm.
I put my shea butter on now because I know it's working. It's
Mhm.
working because the results are, presenting themselves. And,
Mhm. Mhm.
the other thing I'll say to that is if you find that you have a routine and you're not getting results from it, change it.
Mhm.
Be open to tweaking that routine and making
Mhm.
some minor adjustments. If you find that you're not moving towards those results that you're looking for, you
Mhm.
can determine that within a certain, I'm going to do this for a month.
Mhm.
I don't feel better when I'm drinking my tea at night and I'm putting on my essential oils or getting the room smelling good. If I don't find I'm sleeping better or feeling nice, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do something different. Maybe I'll take a bath at night
Mhm.
and then put my diffuser on in the bathtub. Just be open that sometimes you might have to tweak that routine in order to
Absolutely.
get the result.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Bree. My daughter's on. Can
Oh,
put
she's
progress
pretty.
that way. Thanks for joining, girl. I love her. Our kids, they grow up, but they'll always be our babies.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't care how old they get.
That isn't that right? Yeah, my parents are still babying me, and I'm like, hello, I'm a little old to see these
That's a
plays.
beautiful thing.
It really is.
So let's each share one more accountability option, and then we'll prepare to wrap it up. And I love it if you would share your contact information once we each share our accountability option, and then you can share with folks how they can reach out to you, how they can, sign up for your coaching, whatever information you like to share.
Okay, sure.
So it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
So my last one is vision boards. I am a visual
Ah,
person, and I find that a lot of folks that are my age are visual as well. But I also find that the younger folks, they're visual as well. They just like to use things like their cell phones or computers for their visual support. With
mhm,
me, I like vision boards for accountability.
mhm,
So I do vision boards throughout the year. I don't just do one vision board at the beginning of the year. I would say I'm up to doing a vision board every quarter. And
mhm,
the way that it helps me is when I start that first vision board, which is usually a general vision board for the whole year, by March, I know how I'm doing in those areas on that vision board. So now I'm going to take the area that I'm not doing so well in, and I'm going to do a vision board in March, and
mhm,
I'm going to make that vision board only for that one particular area. Because
mhm,
I realized by March I'm needing some added support, some extra support at this particular point in
mhm.
that area. And so I want to take some time, focus, expand, write in my journal about this particular area so I can start seeing some progress.
Mhm.
So vision boards are great accountability options. And you take that vision board and you put it right in front of you, and it helps you to make incremental, small steps, progress to move yourself closer and closer to that goal, whatever it may be.
I love that. And I'm like, I have a vision board here, but I love hearing that, people think they're just supposed to do one vision board, and also that there's just one way to do a vision board.
Mhm.
But I'm listening to this book on manifesting right now, and
Mhm.
she was talking about her vision board, and she just does bullet points or whatever the case may be.
That's a good idea.
And and she, like you, she was like, I have multiple vision boards.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about that further offline
Yes,
because
we are.
I'm
Because
going
I teach
to.
vision board
I'm
class.
like, yeah, I'm definitely doing one before the new year comes. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, so my last one is one that you hear it all the time, but it's always worth repeating, and we've mentioned it a couple of times, just in a somewhat like in a sideways, but basically a SMART goal. Make sure the goal is, because you said trackable.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Make sure it is something that is identifiable, is quantifiable. So, I mean, SMART goals really, really help people because we're always talking about what we're going to do. But what you need to do is the minute you say you're going to do it, whip out your calendar and you say when you're going to do it.
yes,
Very specific. Now, when you're going to do it specifically, how are you going to do it? If
yes.
we're talking about accountability, it's the
That's
gold standard.
that's good.
It's like you have to be specific and you have to give it a date. Remember when we first talked,
Yes.
um, I was so excited. I'm like, Dr. Linda came to me. She was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And she
Yes.
had a date for me. And it was like, I got so excited. I was like, all right, well, then you know what?
Yes.
You do this. And I whipped out my calendar and we have even another date to do something. So
Yes, we
it's
do.
the gold standard of getting stuff done.
Yes.
It really is. Be specific, get some dates and times and track that stuff.
I love it. So now we're going back to our corporate days, AARP. And for me, Comcast, SMART goals was a specific or strategic,
specific, measurable.
What was the A?
Oh shoot.
Achievable.
Oh shoot. What was the R?
I don't know what the R is.
R is something. All right, I'm gonna find it. Well,
and the T was trackable, right? You have to be able to track it. Well, we gotta look up the R.
We do. Terrible. Because I'm like, I figure everybody knows SMART, but I'm like, I just wanted to mention it because we've been buzzing around it, you know, with different things we're saying. But no, I want to be very specific about SMART goals. I mean, because it's like it's the gold standard in getting anything done.
Yeah, it is. And corporate America really, once we become entrepreneurs, we're taking a lot of those skills and we're transferring them to our entrepreneur positions in our companies. That's why for those of you that are working corporate America, be like a sponge. Get all that information you can while you're still at that corporate job, because that training and that information that they're doing for you, you're going to transfer that into your full-time entrepreneur business, once you go full-time. Did you find it, Cynthia?
I did. It's actually relevant.
Okay.
And the T is time-bound.
Time, which is trackable. You just make sure you're keeping some time trackable on that particular goal.
But yeah, relevant. Yeah, relevant is something. Yeah, I would assume it's going to be relevant. But okay.
Yeah, you think that's a given?
You think it's a given?
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Just give everyone an opportunity to follow up with you. How do they reach you? Where do they go if they want to hire you for health and wellness coaching, or share with us any upcoming things that you're going to be doing in the new year with your clients?
Okay, so to reach me, I can be reached at info@iwell4life. That's IWELL, the number 4life. .com. That's info@iwellforlife.com or cjefferson@iwellforlife.com. Right. And my website is www.iwellforlife.com. In the new year, I'm doing a lot of focusing on that relationship coaching that I mentioned earlier. I'm planning on, not sure yet, but in February, I want to do either before or after Valentine's. I just want to do something about loving yourself. I'm like, everybody doesn't necessarily have a Valentine, but that's all right, because you're gonna love yourself, girl, man, whoever. It's like that's the first love right there. So we want to do a day that's just going to prop up that idea, remind you of it, tell you of ways in which to achieve it. Because you don't need, it's nice to get the chocolates and the roses and all that good stuff, but there's nothing like how you're gonna love yourself. So
come on, that's a beautiful topic and a beautiful ending. And I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. You've been amazing.
I had a great time. It really was a lot of fun. And I hope to come back and see you. And next time I'm gonna get, a little fly too. I was trying to be serious, and you came on, but it makes sense. It's like, okay, we talking about New Year's Eve resolutions.
Come on, girl.
I wish I had thought about that.
That's okay. We're gonna have you back so they can see you really, really dialed up. Right?
All right. I like it. Thank you.
Again, thanks for coming, Cynthia.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Blessed evening.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. That was an amazing show. My guest, Cynthia, was absolutely stellar in her tips. And it was just fun. A lot of times, it's got to be fun. It's got to bring value, right? We got to have a good time. And at the same time, we just want to encourage you in the new year, 2023, to just, first of all, be gentle with yourself, okay? We don't want you to set these New Year's resolutions and then make them so that they're not even attainable because you're going for perfection instead of progress, right? So replay this clip over and over again. Pull out the tips that we gave that will be helpful to you. And, I do want to encourage you to go to my website, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection, and look at my journals. I'm a journal guru. I love making journals. I've got so many self-care journals for you. This one is called Self-Care Journal. It's where you just put it next to your bed and you're able to grab it every morning and every evening and just write about how you're going to love on yourself. Like Cynthia ended the show, the best self-love and self-care is the self-love and self-care that you give to yourself, because you matter. So check in with your self-worth vibration. Make sure that you're getting in front of that mirror, doing that self-love and self-care work, because you are worthy and you matter. You don't need validation from anyone else. Give it to yourself, okay? Because no one can read your mind. You know exactly what you need. Again, I'm Dr. Linda, also known as Dr. CMOS. I want to thank you guys for joining the show tonight. It was fun. It was amazing. And I want to close out by inviting you to come back next week, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. And remember, I am Black business. From the time I wake to the time I sleep, I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Please tune in for more shows about Black businesses. And remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.